What's up, y'all? It's your girl, Nikki Six from NIKKI6.com.
Jojo Fabs from JoJo'sBlog.com.
Melissa and Cass from NIKKIJOMAZING.
And we're bringing you today, NIKKIJOMAZING! We have a special guest today on the show. We have Mr. T-A-Y from the C-H-I, Tay G. Chicago, stand up! Welcome.
Thank y'all for having me on NIKKIJOMAZING. I appreciate it.
This is like the perfect family picture.
Yeah,
Truly.
Am I the adoptive African child? Ladies, how's it going?
it's going good.
Thank you. I'm doing pretty good. I first want to say congratulations on all the success of NIKKIJOMAZING.com.
Thank you.
Is that like a symbol? Yeah. I like that.
Precious moments.
I like that.
Well, welcome to the show today.
Thank you, ladies.
I'd like to start things off, since we're both from Chicago. And so you're a Chicago native like myself. And growing up in Chicago, specifically our generation, I was saying before, we grew up kind of like on Crucial Conflict and Twista, not, the traditional like New York rappers. It's a little bit different of a scene. So what was kind of your favorite artist growing up, or an artist from Chicago specifically that kind of inspired you or influenced you?
I feel like you can never go wrong with Common at the end of the day.
Yes.
So, Like Water for Chocolate was one of my favorites, and what I liked about it was, well, any Midwest music, especially from Chicago, it was lyrical and melodic. So we had a little bit of everything kind of going on, where, East Coast rap is typically just lyrical, or certain regions a little more melodic. We had a little bit of everything, but Common, definitely Twista, Do or Die, Crucial Conflict.
Most definitely.
I opened up for them.
Psychodrama.
That's how we grew up. So it was a little different. I mean, and even we would categorize someone like R. Kelly in that. Although he was an R&B singer, he was still in that. Very influential for us.
So I believe you're from the South Side. Is that correct?
Correct.
So does that make you a White Sox fan?
I am a White Sox fan.
Oh.
Inquiring minds want to know. White Sox fan.
Yeah.
Sorry, Cubs fan.
Yeah, sorry. Sorry. Last time they won, there was no television. Shots fired. Bang, bang.
So when you visit Chicago, you visit our hometown, what venues or places in the city do you normally go out there? Where can our viewers in Chicago check you out when you perform?
You know what? Typically, when I go back home, I like to hit up the Funky Buddha Lounge.
I love that venue.
I hit up Sub T.
Love Sub T's.
Sometimes I hit up the Shrine.
Speaking of Sub T's and the Shrine, quick plug, 606 Entertainment, J Norm, what's up? Shout out to you.
Oh, shoot.
What she said.
Ditto.
But yeah, every time when I go home though, I mean, we'll start up a cipher like the Harold's Chicken parking lot. So stuff like that. So
shout out to Harold's Chicken.
Yep,
We love dope chicken.
So Tay, I know you are special when it comes to your quotes and your hashtags.
Yes.
Curiosity, one of your quotes. I sometimes feel like Dwayne Wade must have or might have felt he's a Chi-Town kid through and through. Chicago made him a man, but Miami made him a legend. What makes an MC artist legendary in your eyes?
One of the things I live by personally when I make music is, I say that I want your heart. Like, I don't want your money, I want your heart. Because once I get your heart, everything else will follow. So for me personally, when I connect to an artist, and it doesn't matter the genre, but it's because I connect to them, through their music, and at that point I build an affection for that particular artist. So to me, that's what will make a legendary artist or MC.
Of course.
It's by building that connection. Everything else follows after that. But you have to build that connection. That's why, if you do notice, I take interaction with fans extremely serious. I don't play about that. So
I think that's why you have that true fan base, because you interact with them, you speak to them, you don't block them or ignore them.
And a lot of artists don't realize.
Yeah, you reply to their comments and everything. That makes you a real, genuine artist.
Sometimes I block them though. That's some crazy
Shout out to you, crazy fans.
I love you though. I love you. because I appreciate your dedication.
So I have a question. Say for our viewers that are not familiar with you, what would be the two of the songs that you would tell them, hey, you have to listen to these songs like right now, like add a new tab, and you're gonna actually listen to this song right now. So
If I had to pick two
yeah,
right now,
for the viewers to really get to know
can I do an honorable mention of a song?
you.
Sure.
Why not? All right. The first one I would do is Fly Quando. The reason why,
I love that song.
see, that's why that song has gotten me so much like attention, and it's helped with my live show, and it's gotten me pretty much everything I've ever gotten as far as the new label situation and all that good stuff. So I really like Fly Quando. It's very versatile and it kind of embodies in 3 minutes everything that I can do lyrically, right?
I like that.
And then my second one would be Distant.
Oh yes.
And Distant is my personal favorite because it explains you know, how it is as an artist or a creative, and you kind of have to separate yourself from your friends and family in order to pursue whatever dream or you're trying to chase. And but it's like a love song to those people to let them know I haven't forgotten about you, but I'm working very hard for the betterment of us all together.
It's a beautiful
And
song.
the honorable mention one would be Refresh because that one's available
Yes.
on iTunes and you can buy that.
Download that today.
And that's
Right
why
now.
it's really
Right
bigger,
now, y'all.
better venues.
Like
We
download,
fresh.
listen to it now. If you're working, get your headset,
Fresh.
download it, put it, listen now.
We
Yes.
fresh.
Nikki Joe Amazing said this.
Nikki, Joe, amazing.
Nikki Joe Amazing.
Yeah, Nikki, Joe, amazing.
Well, you mentioned label in your response.
Yes.
So we heard that you're signed with Universal.
Mhm.
So we would like to
Congratulations.
you. That's a huge mark in anyone's career. So how did it feel to get this contract going and making a huge step into your career?
To be honest, it felt good. It was one of those things that's on the bucket list, right? So it felt really good, but I'm still broke. So, you know. I'm
Again, for 5 cents
still,
a
yeah,
day.
for 5 cents a day, you can
For
sponsor
one
this rapper.
iTunes download,
That's it.
you can feed
That's it.
Tay.
These chains, they look good, but they're fake. I want real chains one day. I do.
You will.
They look good in
Definitely.
pictures, so that's why I wear them. But I was excited, you know, and again, back to Fly Quando, just having performances of that song and being out and about on the Miami scene has gotten me noticed by certain people. So now, although the deal is through Universal, it's a distribution deal. So the good thing about that is I keep 70% of my ownership of anything that I do, which is huge. The downside of that is I do a lot of the leg work, which I don't mind anyway. As long as
You
I'm
still do it.
Exactly, I do it anyway. So, you know, it's gonna work out for me in the long run because I have ownership of my brand and my name and my music and things like that. So it's a good thing. We're trending in the right direction. At the end of the day, that's what we want, right?
Yeah,
He deserves a cheers, guys.
I know. Congratulations.
Congratulations.
We wish you nothing but the best.
There you go.
That's awesome. All right, so going back to social media, specifically your Instagram page,
Mhm.
it does portray you as quite the ladies' man. So,
LL Cool Tay. Ladies love.
Cool
Tay.
Ladies
I'm telling
love
you.
It's like those puns.
I'm telling you,
again.
his witty names.
So, why do you think that the ladies love Teji?
That's a good question. I'm gonna ask you ladies because y'all are ladies.
Wow.
Because you're so dope, man. You're the homie. I've been knowing you. You came out and supported me, so I can only support him back. Like,
Exactly.
It's love, bro. Like, I don't know what to say.
I'm
Nice.
so
Jojo.
Honestly, I met Tay about almost 2.5 years ago, actually, when we were doing Area 7. And what I really liked about Tay was his
bro.
genuine personality. He was so real. Like, he's kept it real since I met him. So, I mean, that's why I love Tay. And he doesn't really give a damn what anybody thinks. So, he just is
Yeah.
himself.
I just kind of do me.
Mhm.
Do what I do.
I agree. Like, you're mad humble, and it doesn't matter if we're an event, if we're just hanging out, just like right now. You always stay the same person. You are the original Tay.
The original takeover.
There-
I like that.
Exactly.
These are touching answers. Pass on disappointed last.
Well, I think I met you about a year ago, and you've always shown us support. And I think you're just so cool to be around and so genuine, and just happy all the time. And like she said, you're always the same person no matter where you're at, and that's hard to come across in this industry. So I appreciate that.
And
also his
crazy
music's dope
talented.
too, so
I know.
you gotta
It
add
helps
that.
It does.
And my mom thinks I'm handsome, so
Oh, shout out to Mama Tay though.
Mama
Include that in
takeover.
there,
Mama
superstar.
takeover.
Shout out to his mom.
Yeah.
Shout out to
Mama
Mama.
Tay.
She's like
Mama
she is hands down my biggest fan. It's so
Aw.
funny. She calls like all the cousins and aunties who don't like rap music and forces them to listen.
It's good.
Could you call her perhaps amazing?
I would
Oh.
call my mom amazing. I would
So speaking of your fans, we know we have some questions for you today, so let's hear them.
Oh yes, so
I'm super excited about this. This is like our first virtual
Like
questionnaire.
fans, yeah.
we
I
had
want to hear those fan questions. That's gonna be interesting.
I just hope some of them aren't corny though, you know.
Does
let's
anybody
just see.
But I, you know, the fact that you took time to ask me a question, I appreciate that.
Yeah, shout out to all of you guys that did that.
Shout out to
Thank you for
dedication right
wanting to
there.
do
Team
questions
Takeover
and
is
say.
Team
Yeah.
Takeover is real out here, so I
Yeah,
appreciate
that's
that.
awesome.
In these streets.
In these streets.
All right, so we had Tay fans from all over. Hashtag Tay Q&A. Since we're having this interview, so we're about to play the videos and let's see what Tay has to say.
Tay, I have a question. So how do you plan on influencing, shaping, helping really give back to the community? Since it's all about the city, right?
That last part was like drawn out. I was confused. All right.
I like the
Good
reading
question
plan.
though.
I know.
So I know her. That's my homie Kat. She's real cool.
Shout out to
Shout out
Kat.
to
Shout out to Kat.
Bang. How do I like? One of my biggest things. Okay, us being from Chicago, and a lot of people associate Chicago now with its violence.
Yes.
So one of my number one things, regardless of where I go and what level I reach, I want to make sure that I create outlets and access to a lot of the kids. Because at the end of the day, I'm from the Inglewood neighborhood. It's a very bad neighborhood. And at the end of the day, it comes down to access for these kids. They don't have access to anything other than guns and drugs. So if you present them with other options, something that they'll have an interest in, I think that'll help at the very least change the mindset of the community. We can preach all day and all these rich people get on TV and talk about what they're gonna do and go back to their rich ass homes, right? But
Action.
until you actually set foot in there and actually put something in play that'll give these kids something else to do with their time, I think that'll definitely help. And this is not just in Chicago, but I have to speak from Chicago.
Of course.
It's for all over the world.
It's for everywhere. So I really strongly believe in that.
Great
Awesome
answer.
answer, Tay. So now,
And great
second
question.
one.
Second question.
Well, my question would be, how is your personal life different from your music life? Like, how's your relationships and stuff like that? If I'm not
Stuff like that.
Relation.
Little personal one there.
Personal question.
She might be
there.
interested.
Just got hot in here. I know.
Get hot in here for real.
She might be interested. So first off, shout out to her for doing it in the bathroom mirror.
Oh, that's right.
Got an angle right there, guys.
That's what's up. Hashtag first let me take a selfie. Let me see. If I understand her question, it's like basically how are my relationships. So
Like
in
the
song-
difference between your personal and your
Music,
music
yeah.
career relationships.
Well, you know what's crazy is I like most artists should, I implement a lot of my personal life into my music. So what you get from me musically is what you will get from me in my personal life. Like you all said, I'm consistent across
Yes.
the board. I try to keep it that way. I want people to have access at least to who I am as an artist, because that brings value to the music at the end of the day.
Yes.
So now as far as my relationships go, being this dedicated musician kind of takes away from, viable, thriving relationships. But anyone who's it's very difficult. Anybody who's gonna be with me has to understand it. I don't want to say it in a mean way, but at this particular point, you'll be second to my,
Of course.
career
You're following your
that I'm
dream.
trying to do. So as long as you understand that, you'll be okay. If you don't understand that, then tough luck.
I think that's something every artist really struggles with.
Yes.
Or any of us just in the industry period
Mhm.
trying to make something of our careers creatively.
Mm-hmm.
That's very true.
I agree.
Next
Moving
video.
right along.
Third question.
Shout out to Tay G.
What up?
So, Tay the artist, do you believe that everyone has a destiny or that everybody can control their own?
That's a good question.
That's a
Um,
Shout out to that question.
Yeah.
I
I
felt
like
like
that.
hashtag deep as fuck.
Yeah, I got goosebumps.
Hashtag that's what she said. Does everyone have a destiny? I believe they do. But I believe in this day and age, we're in a position to where we can control or at least dictate it and help navigate, our destiny. So I believe that, when Bill Gates was born, it wasn't predestined for him to be who he is. You have to work at that. I just don't, some people fall into wealth or success or what have you. I firmly believe that you can literally, shape your own destiny with hard work and dedication and all of this soft shit.
Yes.
So that's my answer to you. Shout out to Lisette for that question.
Shout out to you. Thank you for your question.
Yeah, that was
Thank
great.
you.
Please don't be mad. We're going to try to get through the videos, so don't be mad if I don't. I still love you, and I'm sorry, and blame.
You never know, you might come out in another video.
You are very open and a little bit overtly sexual, perhaps.
Oh my god.
On your social media, and considering the fact that you do have a huge female fan base, do you ever get backlash from females? Do some actually take your overtly sexual nature in a negative way?
You know what? To be honest, they don't.
Isn't
That's
No,
what's
they
weird,
don't.
right? But you know what it is?
Of course they do.
It's. I'm not disrespectful with it, if that makes sense. I'm not,
and there is a difference.
There's a very big difference.
There's a
I'm
huge
not
difference.
disrespectful. I think that just the natural chemistry of women and men, we appreciate the back and forth. It's just a part of nature. That's a shameless plug for one of my songs, by the way. But it's a part of nature. So I really don't get the backlash from it. I just get a lot of, oh, you're so crazy or whatever, and then they normally give me their phone.
More like, ooh, Tay, you're so crazy.
That's kind of how it goes. So I don't get a backlash from it, which I appreciate not getting a backlash. So, I'm not disrespectful in that manner, but I do enjoy the company of women.
Hint, hint.
We're all here.
Yeah. It's just me with all these women, these beautiful young ladies. I appreciate the questions. I promise I'll even shoot another video answering the questions that I didn't answer.
that's
awesome.
I want to
Take
make
us
sure I
back,
touch
yeah.
back with everybody. So thank you guys for the questions.
We really appreciate it. Thank you so much. Shout out to the Tay fans. Thank you.
So for those of you that don't have Tay's social media,
Oh yes, Tay, let us know where the viewers can find you, where can they stalk you, where can they hashtag you,
Yeah.
where can
Gotcha.
they tweet you, all of that.
ask
Well-
me
Even
for
your
questions.
phone number.
Those hashtags, you know.
So everything for me, if you Google the takeover, you can find all of my everything. It doesn't matter. It's THETAYKEOVER. One word. We're gonna do it again. So because somebody's gonna have to rewind anyway. THETAYKEOVER.
Got that?
Right.
The takeover.
The takeover is inevitable.
Hashtag.
It's here. We're like really doing this. And when I say the takeover, the reason why I came up with that is because it's a mindset, right? My goal is to everything that I touch, it needs to be taken over. And this is not like being cocky or anything. It's just it's the mindset you need to have in order to compete and to thrive in this particular industry that that we're in. So it's just a mindset, and I want to be able to convey that to everyone else. You don't have to be a Tay fan to believe in that idea
Exactly.
of accomplishing things. So,
But you do have to be a NIKKIJOMAZING fan.
Yeah.
Yes.
Do you have any new music or projects on the way?
yes.
Can you give our NIKKIJOMAZING viewers a little tidbit of knowledge that they don't already have about Tay?
Let's see.
Exclusive.
Yeah.
Is there any Tay on the way?
I like how you did that.
Wow.
I like how you did that. A little rhyme right there.
You know what I'm saying?
I'm just saying,
So on my SoundCloud, I always drop new music just for the fans, like free stuff, So that SoundCloud / the takeover. And I always have new music. So I just recently dropped this record called 222,
Yes.
and I like it because
Say what?
It's called 222.
Say what?
222. 22. So I just dropped that record. Yeah, it's a lot. I just dropped that record. It's kind of ratchet, but it's like sophisticated ratchet. Because that's one thing about me. You'll get some lyrical content, and no matter what it is that I do. So I always
We call
talk to
that
music.
clatchet. Clatchy, ratchet.
Did you just make that up right now?
Yes.
That's history.
That's
Yeah.
Clatchet.
That's, you know what? Clap for that. Go clap for clatchet. That's good. That might be a new hashtag. That might be a good hashtag. I like that. But so I got new things with that. I always drop new music. Like I said, we just dropped We Fresh officially via Famous Records / Universal, which is available all over the world. At least that's what they tell me. So I have to believe them. So you all can't judge me when I tell you the name of my project, okay?
No, we won't.
Right. So
I'm
the name of my
excited.
project is called The Masturbation Flow. Right.
You've been
Right.
You've been hashtagging
I've been having
that
it.
for
I saw that. I was just like, okay.
I know, it's a little dirty. It's a little dirty, but
He's been having that hashtag
nothing's
forever.
safer than self-love. Always remember that.
That's very
Nothing's safer
true.
than self-love.
That is
And
Stay safe.
at the end of the day,
safe love.
it's just an extreme way of saying. It's an extreme way of saying love yourself. That's really
Yes.
all it is.
Yeah.
And that's all. You know.
It's
I
crazy
do
though
things
that,
like that.
it has that definition because whoever hears it first be like, oh my god.
Yeah, take it back a little bit.
What is that?
Taken.
Taken, you saw that,
The
right?
explanation. Oh, the take.
It's all about.
Okay.
That's the thing with me. My names, my titles, they all come from somewhere. They all mean something, no matter how outrageous, outlandish. And it's just about self-love at the end of the day. Love yourself at the end of the day. That's all it's about. But I needed something that I can sell, so we chose Masturbation Flow. There you go.
Cheers.
Any more questions, ladies? While we're sipping water. This
You
actually
know
tastes like
what? You know
watermelon.
what? I know Tay had an intro every time he performed. Do you remember that?
Which one?
The,
Get 'em Take?
Get 'em Tay.
Yeah. I
He
remember.
on every time. Get 'em Tay.
I remember those.
You know why? I needed people because people would introduce me. Here comes Tay G. So people in the crowd they call me KG, Ray, all kind of names and shit. So I was like, you know what? I came up with a song to help the people know who I was. So and that's pretty much what Get 'em Take.
I remember that.
It was just strictly a performance record. Like,
Oh, don't you have a little something you want to
yes.
tell everyone, especially in the
Yes.
Oh yes.
So one of the biggest things is, everyone knows me as Tay G, but we have dropped the G out of Tay G. And that's only really on paperwork, because of the label situation. But if you see me out in the streets, you can still call me Tay G. I'm not gonna spaz out on you, go all Kanye West, smack the camera out your face, things like that.
But let me finish
But
first.
I want to toast.
Toast
to our future.
To your
Everyone's
future, to
future.
your future projects. to
Nikki
your
Joe Amazing
success.
Takeover.
This is the Nikki Joe Amazing Takeover.
You
Yay.
just took over Nikki
.com.
Joe Amazing, literally.
Ladies, I thank y'all for having us.
Thank
No,
you for
thank you
coming.
for coming. Yes.
On our show.
I think when I said us, I meant like me and my ego, because I didn't.
Oh, sorry.
Never.
I'm sorry, Sasha Fierce over here. Okay.